That's what people say. That's what people say. Oh, you're unlikable. Well, then how the fuck did I get to 22K? If I'm that unlikable, how the fuck did I get to 22K?
The ever so quote unquote likable Callie, aka Life of a Free Spirit. Apparently, she, along with fellow Mean Girl Clique Queen Bee wannabe of the high school Mean Girl Clique, claims that anybody who holds her or Charlie Gold accountable for their behaviors is racist. Uh-huh. Right. Well, we're going to discuss that today. In the meantime, if you want to join the pile-on and call me racist, by all means, bring it. I don't care. I know who I am. And those close to me also know who I am. So bring it. And I'm still holding a bully to account. Something I should have done long, long ago. So we'll get on with the reaction. And I also want to bring up another point. She referred to the gaining ground as racist because he made a comment, and that seems to be the only evidence there is, that he called Charlie Gold the queen of KFC or something along those lines. Okay, it took me a while to learn. You got to keep in mind, I live in French Canada. Things culturally are different around here. So it took me a while to learn that apparently there was a stereotype that went around that black people basically only eat fried chicken and watermelon. Yeah, that's pretty stupid. So the gaining ground, if anything, at worst, he's made a comment that perhaps required a bit more thought. It was a bit careless. I don't think it makes him racist, because if it does, then Callie, who once upon a time, at the very least, appeared to be a fan of one Louis Farrakhan. Once again, I had to do some research last night because I had no idea who he was. But upon reading, apparently he is and is associated with a group that are notorious for anti-Semitism and homophobia. Now, given that she thought he was cool, wouldn't that make Callie anti-Semitic or homophobic? Well, by the same logic she used on the gaining ground, I guess that would. Or the gaining ground is not racist, and Callie is not anti-Semitic and not homophobic, and just simply didn't know any better. Just like perhaps the gaining ground. So which is it? Either both the gaining ground are racist and Callie's anti-Semitic and homophobic, or neither is true. Notice how Callie here walks that back on Twitter after her live stream. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of racism, Callie seems to have a friend, a fellow compatriot out of so-called Haydur Nation. Yeah, one dumb young honey bunny. Yes, as you can see, the next statement, it's dumb young honey bunny's Instagram story from a while back. I don't know how long ago. Yeah. To date, why haven't we not heard Callie or Charlie Gold condemn a dumb young honey bunny? Anyway, as to that dribble of over 1 hour and close to 30 minutes, I think, of Callie, aka Life of a Free Spirit's live stream. Okay, she spent 45 minutes like gloating over whatever tea she had, claiming that everybody who held her or her buddies to account were racists. And she had these collage of sorts of receipts, so-called receipts, a bunch of screenshots. How convenient that the print was so tiny it was illegible. I did put it through Photopea. I broke it down into pieces, ran it through Photopea. About half that collage, even while zooming in, it turned out to be all blurry, illegible. How convenient. Anyways, the only people she managed to prove that are racist were the first obvious one, Shani for Christ. But then I don't have time for religious nuts. But if you want to lump me in with her, go ahead. Make my day. And then this other account from Twitter who was supposedly the ex-Fatty Gold. Maybe yes, maybe no. Either way, yeah, that was the only one who made racist comments. That was the only one. I didn't see anybody else. I didn't see anybody else. It was 45 minutes of those very same receipts. It was like, get on with it. Okay? And next time, don't do receipt collages. Okay? We'd like to be able to read, especially through an application like StreamYard and you're sharing your screen. Even if you put your receipts on full screen in a collage like that, they're illegible unless you break them into pieces and present them each one by one and make them bigger. God, I almost thought I needed new glasses. Anyways, that went on. It was basically that for an hour and a half, and then the last 20 minutes, the gaining ground. Basically, all she had on him was that statement about Charlie Gold being the queen of KFC, which I've already covered. I'm not repeating myself on that score. So, Callie, I'm confused here. So, if everybody who critiques you or your Haydur Nation compatriots, okay, name every other racist that was there besides that one there. What is it? I forget their name. And of course, Shani for Christ. Besides those two, you're gonna have to do better proving the rest of your critics are racist. And you're gonna have to come up with some pretty damn good receipts. Also, on the flip side, I'd love the explanation as to how neither you nor Charlie Gold condemned dumb young Honey Bunny for her own use of the N-word in an Instagram story. Seriously.
Where I was like, like I slept with a member of the Aryan Brotherhood, like that story time. If you guys remember that, you guys can go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. I deleted it for reasons. You guys remember that story time? Okay. Because it's a lot of you guys who've been here for a while. Yep. Okay, so I know I posted that story time lightheartedly. That story time, long story short, we never slept together. However, previously, before that hookup moment, before, getting to, I guess, next base with him or whatever, however, a couple times, because you guys know I did refilm the video or whatever because I was so gung-ho about posting about my life. He reached out to me and was like, hey, this shit hurt. Like, I see you doing your little YouTube thing, but this shit hurt my feelings, etc. And go ahead and show you guys that receipt. Okay. So the clip that I have here, and I'll read this for you guys. Like that. And I remember him telling me, "Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, I think you're cute. Like, I just want to make out with you." And da da da. So clearly, like he like wanted to hook up, and I was like, I was kind of down. I was like, okay, Shawty's fine. Like Shawty's fine. Like, okay, I'm about to get the cute one. You know what I'm saying? And so we're making out and we're chilling and everything is like vibing or whatever. And then I just remember y'all when he took off his damn shirt and my world stopped. My world like literally fucking stopped. Like he took off his shirt and it said white pride, like right in the middle of his chest. And it had the swastika and it said white pride. This was before I knew about any prison gangs. I literally had to go and do my research after seeing this. Like I didn't know shit. I saw that and I just assumed I assumed racism, I assumed danger, and it's crazy because I ended up rejecting. So I go in and I say, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Thank you, Dr. Lynn Reed. Love you, Callie. Hope everything's okay. Thank you. You guys can hear me. So basically I go in to say I rejected him and I freaked out and, whatever else. But the thread reads, the reason why this story time is no longer on my channel is because the man I discussed reached out to me and let me know that this vid hurt him because he genuinely had feelings for me and since covered his tat, changed his life and has a child now. So out of respect, it's removed. And we never slept together, LOL. You see what happened.
Whoa, hold the phone. Callie, it says right there that you slept with a member of the Aryan Brotherhood, and then you claim, no, you didn't sleep with him. Which is it? So you used that you slept with him as clickbait? Oh boy, Callie, what kind of dark world are we into? You have no business accusing people like Foodie Beauty or Amberlynn Reed of clickbaiting with their thumbnails and their titles after this little beauty over here on the screen. And Callie, even more importantly, don't you ever dare to call anyone a racist who holds you accountable for your actions. Not after this. It's bad enough that you align yourself with dumb young honey bunny and you never pronounced her little Instagram story, which honestly is romper room compared to that bombshell on the screen about you and the Mr. Aryan Brotherhood. Wow. You have more respect for a dude who was in the Aryan Brotherhood than you do for those who dare to critique you? Oh, wow. I can't get over the mental gymnastics that takes.
The clip that I have here, and I'll read this for you guys. Like that. And I remember him telling me, "Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, I think you're cute. Like, I just want to make out with you." And da da da. So clearly, like he like wanted to hook up, and I was like, I was kind of down. I was like, okay, Shawty's fine. Like Shawty's fine. Like, okay, I'm about to get the cute one. You know what I'm saying? And so we're making out and we're chilling and everything is like vibing or whatever. And then I just remember y'all when he took off his damn shirt and my world stopped. My world like literally fucking stopped. Like he took off his shirt and it said white pride, like right in the middle of his chest. And it had the swastika and it said white pride. This was before I knew about any prison gangs. I literally had to go and do my research after seeing this. Like I didn't know shit. I saw that and I just assumed racism. Basically I go in to say I rejected him and I freaked out and whatever else. But the thread reads, the reason why this story time is no longer on my channel is because the man I discussed reached out to me and let me know that this vid hurt him because he genuinely had feelings for me and since covered his tat, changed his life and has a child now. So out of respect, it's removed.
So what is it, Callie? You claim that people like Amber Lynn and Booty Beauty manipulate. I don't know. It sounds like this dude is manipulating you too. How do you know he's moved on? How do you know? It's possible. Not going to say it's not possible that people can evolve. But history does say that members of the Aryan Brotherhood typically never reform. Nah. But no matter. It sounds like you still have fond memories of him. I don't know. Those of you in the audience viewing this, let me know in the comments section. How does she sound? She sound like she's sentimental over Mr. Aryan Brotherhood? I don't mean for this to turn into smut, but she is capable of racism. So this deserves to be examined. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the dude did evolve. Although, frankly, the biggest step for him to evolve would be getting laser treatment to have that tattoo removed. Not simply covered up by a t-shirt or a bandage or whatever. Okay? So I would check that out if you really want to know if he's evolved or not. But let's assume that he has evolved and he's contrite. What about Amber Lynn? You see, I know many have accused Amber Lynn of using the N-word, and yeah, I've seen the receipts. She did a while back, and yeah, she needs to be held accountable for that at that time, as anybody using that kind of word or slur does. However, she recently put out a video talking about Black Lives Matter. And it was the same day she released that video announcing that she had cervical cancer. So, if Amber Lynn if your dude was able to evolve, why can't you give Amber Lynn Reed that same benefit of the doubt? Anyway, back to your old date, cop. Maybe the reason you deleted that was not really because of him or respect for him, but more like, I don't know, somebody in your audience had to bring it to your attention that posting such a story publicly is not such a great idea. Or maybe people actually questioned your judgment, or maybe you're ashamed, or all three.
It bothers you to see an empowered Black woman be successful not only in her real life, but have a support system both in and online.
Well, good for you if you're successful offline. I hope so. Because it looks like you're about to get canceled here on YouTube. Regardless, Charlie Gold seems to think her model of success is poking at obese, mentally ill women. And of course, you support that. You're the low-hanging fruit, aren't you, Callie? Well, if you consider that to be a successful model, I don't. Many of us don't. But if you want to look to a successful Black YouTuber, look to the Sovereign. You know, she's smart, she's witty. Yeah, look to the Sovereign. Now that's one channel that is successful. And as the Sovereign suggests, the reason people don't like you is not because of the color of your skin. It's not because we're racist, we're bigoted, but it's because you're just that detestable. And for Callie and the rest of the haters, those in hiding or those in plain view on Twitter, let's remember one thing. When your niche is basically bullying and shaming morbidly obese, mentally ill women, eventually you're going to expect some clap back. Somebody to hold you to account. Again, deal.